I filmed a session of Star Wars yoga the other day with my friend Doug, who is the Downward Doug. Go and have a look at his channel. It's one of these sides, I can never remember which side it is. Go and have a look at his channel. He is a yoga teacher and a stuntman and has worked on a lot of the Star Wars films recently. And so he's done a fantastic series of classes for kids, which is Star Wars yoga, and he asked me to come along and film it. And it was quite a challenge because we're filming in a very dark room, because what's the point of having beautiful glowing lightsabers in a bright room if you can't see the glow of the lightsaber as you swing it in front of you? Why would you have a lightsaber anyway? So it was in this nice dark room, and we wanted to be able to film it and make it look as cinematic and make it look as dark and moody as it actually was. And so I thought, filming in the dark, it's one of these things that we don't do a lot, because most of the time if it's dark we think, oh, well, we can't film here. But sometimes there are fantastic things that we need to film, and they just happen to happen in dark places. So filming in the dark, the first thing is get yourself a fast lens. That's going to really help. So I filmed the event on 3 different lenses. I filmed it on a 1.4 50mm lens, which is the one that's on the camera at the moment. I filmed it on a 50mm 1.8 on my backup camera, and I also filmed it on a 17 to 35mm 1.8 zoom lens. And those fast lenses mean that actually you can use a much lower sensitivity in a dark room than you need to otherwise. Speaking of the sensitivity, control your camera's ISO. So you're controlling the shutter speed and you're controlling the aperture already, I hope, but a lot of cameras will then just offer you an auto ISO setting, so it will set the ISO for when you're filming. And in situations like this, it will automatically try to boost it higher to try and pick up more detail. All that ends up happening is it ends up a noisy image, and it can end up looking a bit dirty and not very lovely. So control the ISO and keep the ISO down, and get it to a point where you can see the details. So we can see the lightsabers, we can see the movement of all of those sorts of things, but it's not bringing up the shadows too much, because we don't want the shadows, we don't want it to look like a brightly lit room. So control the ISO, and then in terms of the movements, just move slowly, because actually you want to be able to capture the movement of the people that you're filming rather than the movement of the camera. And where you're using a low ISO, where it is in a dark room, if you're moving very quickly, it might end up looking a little bit blurry. I've done a few of these shoots. I did one a little while ago in a climbing center, and it was a UV party in a climbing center. And again, all of these things were the same things that I had to consider. So it's something which you will have to contend with occasionally, and it's good fun and it's a good challenge, but enjoy it, and I hope you like the footage that we got from the Star Wars yoga. Thank you.